Hello, everyone. How is it going out there? I am Meg from Maison Jupiter and Beyond Mystic, and welcome to your weekly Beyond Astro forecast here on the Beyond Mystic 3 YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching and supporting us here on Beyond Mystic and Maison Jupiter. And thank you guys for being patient with me, everybody that loves to watch this show every week. As you know, I was away the past 2 weeks during this Mercury retrograde and 7 planets retrograde, and I wasn't able to film the last 2 Beyond Astros, which I'm very sorry about, but we're back, and we're going to be back from here on out. So I'd love to hear from all of you how you're doing this week, how you're feeling with the energies. We've got I think, lovely new moon in Virgo this week that we're going to be talking about. We've also got Mercury going direct. Yay! So we'll be out of our Mercury retrograde by the end of this week. And we've got some other things going on as well that we're going to talk about. So before we get into any of the deep dive into the astrology, just want to remind everyone, if you're not already subscribed to Jean-Claude Beyond Mystic 3 YouTube channel, please subscribe. I know sometimes people get randomly unsubscribed, which is kind of weird. So make sure you're subscribed if you love our content, and like and share this video if you really enjoy it. It helps us with the channel and getting all of this magical info out there. And we've got some really cool shows coming up, so you don't want to miss some of the things that we got going on over here on Beyond Mystic. And also, as always, I'm offering at the moment personal astrology consultations. So those are available over at maisonjupiter.com. And I'm currently offering 1-year personal forecasts looking at your current astrology and the year ahead. That's 1 hour, and doing also birth chart readings, which are also an hour. And I was saying last night, Julie and I were doing the Divine Feminine Oracle show, and I was sharing that doing the 1-year personal forecast right now is really good because we're about to be entering eclipse season in just a couple weeks here. So that's one of the most important things in astrology that I think is kind of underrated, that a lot of, modern astrologers, I don't hear them talk about very deeply in terms of your current astrology, is how important the eclipses are. So I love to get deep into that with everyone. So that's a great option right now if you are wanting a one-on-one consultation. And we're offering for all the viewers here on YouTube and Rumble, discount code Beyond Mystic, all in one word, to get 10% off your next reading with me. So, okay, we've got I think, really nice new moon in Virgo that's going to be happening tomorrow, September 14th, 2023. I'm filming this video morning of September 13th. Eastern time. I'm back in Canada at the moment. So we've got this new moon in Virgo, which the new moon in September every year is called the harvest moon, which is really cool. This is the time we're on the threshold, really, of end of summer, beginning of autumn. And, everything in astrology is, I like to say this, so if you've heard me say this a lot, forgive me, you guys, but it's very important that everything in astrology is based off of what is practically going on. Virgo, practicality. What's the facts? Being grounded, being organized, what's actually going on around us. Virgo is very self-aware. And what's actually going on around us right now is it's the harvest period in the Northern Hemisphere. And so we're harvesting a lot that we've grown since the spring or the late winter. And it's a very important time where it's about harvest, it's about abundance, it's about preparation for the winter. So Virgo, I feel like, is a really important sign because sometimes it gets a bad rap, like, they can be annoyingly analytical or too grounded or practical. But if we're not practical and we're not organized and we don't have our shit together, we're not going to be able to harvest what we reap. we're not going to be able to create in the future what we want to create. We're not going to be able to be prepared for the coming winter and all that is to come. So new moons are always about setting new intentions, new beginnings, fresh new starts. So with Virgo being the sign that rules routines, day-to-day work, practicality, organization, having your shit together, excuse my language, you guys, but that's just the energy of Virgo. New moon in Virgo is the perfect time to start a new routine or even a new belief system or set of affirmations. We are in 6 planets retrograde still. Sorry, 5 planets retrograde plus Chiron, the asteroid, retrograde as well. So it's not a time of full steam ahead, put your new, things out there, but it is a good moon of starting something new. I would say on the personal level, having to do with your habits and your routine. So this is a really good new moon to reflect on. Is your day-to-day routine in alignment with your values, with the life that you want to create? And if it's not, what can we shift at this time? And I know that that's something in the spiritual community we can talk about a lot, creating new routines, starting something new. But this is a really good new moon to start a new, really is personal routine. You'll be able to do it a lot easier, in my personal astrological opinion. So good to reflect on, what is your new moon intention? What new health, organization, self routines are you feeling to create at this time? What needs cleaning up at this time? Virgo rules cleaning up and cleansing as well. So even though it's a new moon, could be a good time to do some cleansing as well. And good to reflect on, what are we harvesting at this time? What are we grateful for at this time? And I was feeling guided to say to everyone to ask, when is the last time we were grateful, truly grateful and self-aware for the harvesting of our food and all of our earthly gifts and pleasures in life? Because Virgo is one of the earth signs. So doing some gratitude practices, self-awareness practices around that can be really powerful with this new moon. And you want to look at, you guys, where you have Virgo 21 degrees in your chart, okay? And how you would find that is if you have your birth chart, or you look up online free astrological birth chart, and you go to the outer rim of the birth chart. And this is my astrology program. I like to use Astro Gold. But if you go to the outer rim of a birth chart, so in Astro Gold, it's the yellow rim on the outside, and you find your house that has the symbol for Virgo, the M with the cross at the end, you want to see where 21 degrees of Virgo falls. So in the chart that I just brought up for the new moon in Virgo, September 14th, 9:39 p.m., Toronto, Canada, it would fall in the 5th house, 21 degrees of Virgo, because 21 degrees of Virgo is between Leo 22 degrees and Virgo 28 degrees. So I hope that makes sense, you guys. Look at where you have 21 degrees of Virgo. Here it's kind of easy because you can see the sun and the moon at 21 degrees of Virgo. But even if you don't have any placements there, you're going to have a house where 21 degrees of Virgo falls, and that's a highlighted area for you for this new moon. Or if you've got any planets within 21 degrees of Virgo, within a few degrees, those planets are getting activated as well in the areas of life that they rule. So, excuse me. Yeah, Virgo is about practicality, organization, also being of service. Is there a new way that we want to commit to being of service? Natural healing, the food that we eat, the routines around the food that we eat, health and wellness, our day-to-day work, offices, animals, and pets can all be highlighted. And with this new moon, we've got 6 planets in earth signs. So a lot of earth energy going on. And we've got a lucky grand earth trine in the earth signs. Sun in Virgo, 21 degrees, Uranus in Taurus, 22 degrees, and Pluto in Capricorn, 28 degrees. So that creates a grand trine, which is a really nice harmonious aspect, especially involving Pluto, one of the malefic planets. So even though we have Pluto squaring the nodes right now, that is easing off a bit. And it's not exact, it's 3 degrees off. And we've got Pluto in a nice trine to the sun. And we've got Uranus in an almost exact trine to the sun. So we're going to have this sun trine Uranus throughout the week, not just the day of the new moon. And Uranus is the planet that rules Aquarius, the age of Aquarius. So this new moon, by setting healthy routines, by getting grounded, I keep hearing spirits say, getting our shit together, get your shit together before the winter, that helps us to step into Uranus and the age of Aquarius. And we've also got Pluto supporting with this new moon as well. There could be some big realizations from our shadow self, our hidden self coming forward. We can realize certain routines or habits, Virgos, that we have that don't serve, that we maybe didn't realize before, or we weren't self-aware before. So I think this new moon is really nice. And we could have some new opportunities coming in for sure, with so many Earth placements and a grand Earth trine, and not really any super intense aspects. We do have Pluto square the nodes, orb 3 degrees, but and Sun opposite Neptune off by 4 degrees. And Venus square Jupiter exact, but I don't find any of that to be too intense or off-putting with this. So especially for the earth signs, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, or anybody that has major earth sign placements, I think this could be a really lucky and positive new moon, but for all of us as well. Doesn't matter what sign you are, but the earth signs could be feeling it more. So that is interesting and exciting. And this new moon is happening at 21 degrees, which is a Sagittarius degree. And that's cool because the next new moon, which is actually going to be a new moon solar eclipse on October 14th, 2023, is also going to be in 21 degrees, but in Libra. So we're having 2 new moons in a row at 21 degrees. Which is a Sagittarius degree, which is luck, expansion, divine guidance and protection, higher consciousness, freedom, knowledge, and wisdom. So when Julie and I were doing the Divine Feminine Oracle show last night, and we were talking about this new moon, we were feeling like there was really deep wisdom that can come during this new moon as one of the gifts from our ancestors, from our earth connection, from our higher self in the cosmos. But getting connected to the earth with this new moon, because it isn't an earth sign, doing some grounding, some earthing can really help us to integrate and work with it in a really good way. So if you guys feel to, put in the comments in the live chat or the replay of this video, what is your new moon intention? What are you intending? What are you creating with this new moon? And it's very powerful when we say out loud what we are creating, as our words create our reality. So I invite you to do that if you feel to. And also want to mention, you guys, that today, September 13th at 4 p.m. Eastern, Mercury retrograde moment, because this poster says 3 p.m., which is what the original show time was going to be, but we're actually going to do it at 4 p.m. Eastern. Julie and I are going to do an Astro Decode episode on the Maison Jupiter YouTube channel, all about the October 2023 eclipse season. So if you want to learn more about the eclipse, definitely check that out. I'm really excited to do this show today. There's some really interesting things that we have to share about the eclipse. So check that out if you feel to, you guys. And I always love doing the Astro Decode so much. Those are so much fun. So now I've brought up the chart for September 15th 4:22 p.m. And this is for when Mercury goes direct. And actually, I just realized I should have mentioned, you guys, we're in the new moon portal right now from today, September 13th, for the whole next few days into the weekend. 3 days before and after a new moon or full moon, we're in the portal. So if you don't have time to do, your new moon meditation or ritual, prayer, whatever it is that you like to do, day of the new moon, you can do it the day or a couple days after. That is all good. And definitely want to utilize working with this new moon. I cannot stress that enough. So now to this chart. Mercury going direct, woohoo, on September 15th, 4:22 p.m. Eastern. I don't know about you guys, but I am so excited for Mercury to go direct. This has been, for me personally, one of the most intense Mercury retrogrades for sure. So we're going to feel that shift when Mercury goes direct, because Mercury is one of the inner planets. And the inner planets, the planets closest to the Earth and the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, have the greatest effect on our personal lives. The outer planets, the more generational planets, are about the collective, which we can still feel when they're retrograde. And 5 of them are still going to be retrograde. But Mercury, we're definitely going to feel, because this is the planet of socialization, communication, gadgets, our cars, short distance travel, social events, a lot of really important things that we do day to day. So now that Mercury is going to be going direct, things are going to get better with communication. We can, get back to signing any documents that are important that we need to, making any gadget purchases or car purchases that we need to. I do want to mention that we are going to be in what's called the Mercury post-shadow period until September 30th at 1:15, I believe, p.m. Eastern time. So 2 weeks after the retrograde ends. So we're still in a shadow period, but technically Mercury is now direct. We're out of the exact retrograde. So also Mercury rules our mind and our thinking. So if you've been feeling a little bit hazy, weird with your mind, with your communication, with just life day to day, we are going to feel that shift September 15th for sure. And it's been a strong Mercury retrograde because it's been in one of the home signs of Mercury, which is Virgo. So it's been super, super strong. And with Mercury being in Virgo, the sun's still in Virgo, and this new moon in Virgo this week, this is about getting your shit together. I keep hearing that, so I'm going to keep saying that. Get your shit together, get your act together, get organized, clean up. What do you need to do? What do you need to prepare for the winter? Feeling that extremely, extremely strong for all of us, for sure. So all of that will be easier with Mercury going direct. And we're still going to be in 5 planets retrograde by the end of the week, plus Chiron, the asteroid retrograde. Pluto, we're going to have retrograde until October 10th. Saturn, we're going to have retrograde until November 4th. Neptune is going to be retrograde until December 6th, okay? And then really interesting, Jupiter and Mercury, we're going to have another Mercury retrograde at the end of the year. On January 1st, 2024, Jupiter and Mercury on the same day move direct. So Mercury comes out of his retrograde that he's in right now, and Mercury will come out of his retrograde that he will be in. So that's a really interesting energy to start our Gregorian calendar new year. And Uranus goes direct January 27th, 2024. So really for the whole rest of the year, we're dealing with a lot of retrogrades, a lot of theme of internal reflection based on what these planets mean, which we've talked about in some of the recent content here on Beyond Mystic and Maison Jupiter. And these planets are helping us to review our lives and prepare for the future and the age of Aquarius that we are stepping into, the Aquarian energies we're stepping into as Pluto is entering Aquarius for 9 months, starting January 20th, 2024. So really powerful astrology that we are having right now. Very, very cool. So yeah, overall, I really like the energy of this week, you guys. With this beautiful new moon in Virgo, you definitely want to work with this. Mercury going direct, which I know we all really like to hear, and Sunshine Uranus throughout the week. So I'm liking the energy of this week. Let me know how you guys, feel in the comments. And we are going to be having Venus square Jupiter this week, which isn't like one of the worst aspects ever. But if you're feeling this week funny about money or confused about your values, that can be totally normal because Venus rules those things in astrology. And when Venus is square Jupiter, Jupiter can expand in a square, which is a creative tension, the things that Venus rules in life. So if there's any weird things that come up with finances or your values or the enjoyments of life, don't fret. It's coming up to teach you something, and it'll definitely clear up by next week. So I'm going to pull some cards for how can we work with the energies of this week. And I'm going to pull some astrology cards. How can we work with the energies of this week for our highest good? Okay, Scorpio card, Sun card. Wow. And Tension. Okay. Scorpio, the Sun, and Tension. So I feel like these cards may be alluding to the fact that when the Sun goes into Scorpio, October 23rd, October 22nd, we will be in the middle of an eclipse season, which is going to be extremely intense, which is just over a month away. So I keep hearing spirits say, get your shit together, get your act together, get yourself organized, prepared, because it's not the end of the world. I don't want to scare you guys. It's just going to be a very intense energy. And you definitely want to watch our Astro Decode on the eclipse season coming up to learn why that is specifically. Go deep. What isn't serving you right now? Scorpio, what needs to be released? Scorpio, Virgo can rule cleansing and release so that we can be in our empowerment to deal with the funky energies of the rest of the year. I'll be honest with you. I think the astrology for the rest of the year from the eclipse season to December is intense. So we want to be grounded. We want to be prepared. We want to be centered and self-aware to deal with that. Because Scorpio, this is the most intense sign in the zodiac. We're going through that collective purging before we fully enter the age of Aquarius. So, wow, that's powerful. And I'm going to pull a card. I don't know if I've ever shared these cards before. This is called the Shaman's Oracle, Wisdom and Guidance from the Ancestors by John Matthews and Will Kingan. And since it's a new moon in Virgo week, I felt like pulling a shamanic deck, getting grounded, getting some shamanic wisdom from the cards. So what's our divine guidance from this Shaman's Oracle for us for this? Ooh, this one's falling out for this week. Haha. Spirit of healing. Wow. So I love the descriptions in these cards. So I'm going to bring up the key description so we can see this. The nice little prayer here. Love these cards. So cool. Oh, that's not. Sorry, one sec, guys. I am the spirit of healing. I present ways of alleviating the many factors that cause sickness in both body and mind. Virgo rules healing and health. If you are suffering, stand with me. With my help, you may grow strong again and throw off the darkness, Scorpio, that has overshadowed your life. I will hold your wounded spirit gently in my hands and breathe upon it with the breath of healing. Restored, your spirit will return to your body filled with strength and purpose. Wow. And the keywords are wholeness, restoration after illness, spiritual healing, understanding the reasons for sickness, re-energizing, opening the door to healing, the ability to receive. So there is great healing going on. And Virgo and Scorpio both have a lot to do about healing. And we are all going through healing in some sort of way, I feel like. So what I'm feeling intuitively from this is if there's something that you're working on, or there's, something that you really need healing with and you're having troubles doing it on your own, Aquarius, age of Aquarius is about like-minded groups of people, like-minded people, about us, community. Maybe go to a health professional or a naturopath, some kind of natural or spiritual practitioner. I'm really feeling that. I'm feeling the message we don't have to go through this intense healing process of this great collective purging on our own. It's very powerful when we do healing in groups. It's very powerful when we almost like look at this card. It's somebody putting their hand out. It's a spirit putting their hand out, opening up to receiving, opening up to assistance to heal, even giving spirit and our ancestors and our guides permission to help us heal. Sometimes we forget to do that. So, wow, there is healing taking place this week. So make sure to drink lots of water. I keep hearing get grounded, go outside, get barefoot if possible. And I think we're going to have some big breakthroughs this week. So very cool cards. That is awesome. So before we finish up, I want to mention, you guys, I'm so excited for JC to do this show. Tune in for this upcoming Beyond Disclosure show with Dick Algier. I hope I'm saying your last name right, Dick. And JC on the Beyond Mystic and Rumble channels at 3 p.m. Eastern. So this is going to be a super cool Beyond Disclosure episode. And they're going to be remote viewing Bob Lazar, UFOs, Maui, and the financial collapse. So that's today at 3 p.m. Eastern. And if you're watching this after September 13th, you can watch it anytime. It'll be available for replay on Beyond Mystic YouTube and Rumble. And again, you guys, if you would like to have a personal consultation with me, that's available at maisonjupiter.com. Really good to do with this eclipse season coming up. And I love being of service through the astrology. So thank you to everyone who's been having astrology consultations with me and supporting me as an astrologer. I love you all so much and being of service in that way. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching, everyone, and wishing you the most magical new moon in Virgo ever. May we be grateful, self-aware, tuned in to the earth energies, to this new moon for our highest good. And yeah, hope you all have a very, very magical week. And I'll see you next week for Beyond Astro. Bye, guys. Love you.